From South Florida, this is Headliners, only on CBS News Miami.
Hi there and welcome to Headliners. I'm Lauren Pastrana. At least 221 people have been killed in the nightclub roof collapse in the Dominican Republic. Officials in Santo Domingo have already called off the search for bodies. And back here in South Florida, the Dominican community came together for a night of prayer. CBS News Miami's Nakaya Carrero is at a church where they held a mass for the victims of the tragedy.
Dominicans here in Miami are grieving for the victims and the families of the deadly jet set roof collapse. You hear the same thing over and over again. Even if you didn't know someone inside the nightclub, your heart feels the pain and grief of the country and its people.
I feel so in pain with my people and my country.
Dominicans in South Florida are still coming to grips with the reality of the jet set tragedy that claimed more than 200 lives. Shocked is the word most people at the Corpus Christi Catholic Church Mass use to describe the mass casualty.
We've been grieving all week long since we knew. I woke up on Tuesday morning to look at, my phone was exploding. And I couldn't believe what was happening.
The church filled with people in every pew as the Dominican Republic national anthem played.
I have a lot of family and friends who know people that were affected.
We spoke with Hugo Chavez, who was a television producer for 20 years in Dominican Republic and worked directly with merengue star Ruby Perez and fashion designer Martin Polanco, who both died. He says the loss goes far beyond the Dominican community.
In this moment, it's not only the Dominicans have this problem, it's Latin America.
A sentiment Dominican-born Daisy Baez agrees with.
A mention of his name is not just a mention of Ruby, but it's a mention of our history, our things that I remember growing up. And I'm sorry, it makes me want to cry because it's personal in that sense, because it was near and dear to me. I think about his music and I think about my life.
Another thing people brought up here at Mass was the support the Dominican Republic has been receiving from around the world and how touching it has been during this very difficult time. In Miami, Nakaya Carrero, CBS News, Miami.
U.S. stocks on a roller coaster ride after President Trump announced a 90-day pause on tariffs except for China. The back and forth on tariffs has some people stocking up on essentials, worried that prices will rise sooner than later. CBS News Miami's Joan Murray is in Fort Lauderdale with how local businesses and shoppers are taking action.
And nobody knows what's happening because it's here today and gone tomorrow and back again and gone tomorrow and here again and back tomorrow. That's what Trump's been doing for ages.
Jill O'Donnell and Daniela Snowball are visiting from Canada. They say since tariffs started, prices in Canada have gone up on everything.
So putting 10% on is hurting everybody.
O'Donnell has a timeshare in Hollywood she's keeping, but Snowball, who rents in Texas, is giving up her lease.
And all my Canadian friends have put their houses up for sale this year. A combination of, I must say, the Canadian dollar has depleted terribly. There's a real glut now with the real estate market. I'm scared. I'm fearful.
With his cost rising because of tariffs, Frank Demir wonders if he can stay in business and continue to put food on the table for his family.
You go to Costco, before I used to spend $100, now I spend $200.
Jill O'Donnell and Daniela Snowball say there's no difference in Canada since tariffs began. Right now, they avoid buying American products.
It's a huge problem. Tariffs don't help anybody.
The tariff impact in South Florida continuing to unfold, some taking a wait-and-see attitude, others stocking up, everyone hoping for a resolution in the near future. In Fort Lauderdale, Joan Murray, CBS News, Miami.
The Florida Senate unanimously passed a bill that will change the way mentally ill people are detained for most nonviolent offenses. And it's all a direct result of the CBS News Miami documentary Warehoused, the life and death of Tristan Murphy. Jim DeFeeti highlighted Murphy's story and reports from Tallahassee.
For the Murphy family, this is a very big deal. It's tragic and it's bittersweet, but so many lives are going to be saved, Cindy Murphy, because of you.
The Florida Senate's unanimous passage of the Tristin Murphy Act was the culmination of 3 years of pain and anguish by Cindy Murphy to see that her son's death wasn't in vain.
And to the Murphys, this doesn't happen without you. It just doesn't happen without you.
Senator Jennifer Bradley sponsored the bill, and she's grown close to the Murphy family.
But I'm eternally grateful to Cindy Murphy for being so open and willing to share her pain so that we could have this change.
For Cindy Murphy, it was all overwhelming. How much of your thoughts went to Tristan during all of this?
Well, the whole time. Because, you know, I wonder what he would think of all of this. I think he would be really proud that he could, that there could be some positive results from what happened to him.
Cindy is now raising Tristan's two sons, Cody, who is 17.
I already texted Cody, and he texted back, great, he's thrilled.
And then Colton, who is just 9 and still doesn't know the gruesome details of his father's death.
Do you think this will make it easier when you finally have to sort of have that conversation with him?
I do. We laid in bed together the other night when he was going to sleep, and we were talking about it, and I just kept telling him, you know, this is something good. It was sad that your dad died, but something good's going to come out of it.
When I first met Cindy almost 4 years ago, she told me that after his death, she would talk to Tristan, hoping he found peace.
Do you still talk to him at night sometimes?
I do. I walk, I hike, and talk to him.
What are you going to tell him about this?
He was there today. Yeah, we're going to have a long talk. And we're going to just celebrate the moment together. And it's just, yeah, I feel him. And I wish he was here. I wish he could see it. I wish he could know. I'm hoping that he is, knowing and seeing it. I believe that he is. Yeah.
After the Senate bill passed, Cindy Murphy met with House leaders to talk about the next steps there. It's already cleared 2 committees and is on track to be on the floor in the coming weeks. Reporting from Tallahassee, I'm Jim DeFede, CBS News, Miami.
When headliners return, storm season will soon be upon us. See what you can do to stay dry and protect your home from flooding.
From South Florida, this is Headliners, only on CBS News Miami.
Welcome back. I'm Lauren Pastrana. As South Florida's rainy season quickly approaches, Fort Lauderdale Fire Rescue is going through life-saving training. Crews conducted 4 drills using new techniques and equipment to save people in an emergency. CBS News Miami's Trish Christakis takes us inside the life-saving exercise.
Well, as flood season approaches, Fort Lauderdale Fire Rescue is going through a training today. Take a look behind me. They're going through 4 new drills and using new techniques and new equipment to help save people in case of emergency.
You guys were literally that far from sinking the front of the boat. Yeah, sir.
This week marks 2 years since the historic floods that devastated Fort Lauderdale. Crews made more than 900 rescues in the hours after the rain stopped, an experience that shaped the training happening now.
Something like that is very challenging to prepare for unless all members on your team are ready for it at any given moment.
Slide forward, slide forward.
Thursday, crews ran through 4 advanced drills using all new equipment and techniques.
In the classroom, we're teaching the guys how to read the water, what to look for in the water, and lessons learned from anywhere from Katrina to Florence to Michael to all the storms in the last 3 or 4 years that I've been a part of on the West Coast.
This year's training focuses not just on people, but pets too.
A lot of people look at their pets as their children. So the training that we're doing is even focused all the way down to how to safely rescue their pets as well as the owners of those pets at the same time.
Firefighters practice tossing lines, guiding through deep floodwaters, and navigating boats in challenging conditions. And if you're ever caught in a situation like this, there's one key thing rescuers want you to remember.
Stay calm and relaxed. Listen to the instructions of the person that's coming to rescue them, because that's very important. A lot of times when we go on these rescues, the first thing they want to do is they want to jump on you. They want to attack the boat. They have multiple people at one time, and that's when the rescuers become victims.
Well, over 100 volunteers decided to do this. They started in the classroom, and they've been training all week, finishing here today out in the field. Reporting in Fort Lauderdale, Trish Christakis, CBS News, Miami.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis making a South Florida stop to support a bill that'll help condo owners deal with assessments put in place as a result of the Surfside condo collapse. CBS News Miami's Tanya Francois joins us now in North Miami Beach with reaction.
We pay a lot of assessments and we don't solve nothing here.
Patricia Daza says she's owned a unit at Crestview Towers for 10 years.
They sent me the message for the Channel 4.
Okay, and what did you think when you saw it?
No, this help to the government to give to us is very perfect because there's coming a lot of assessment in this building.
Governor Ron DeSantis is endorsing a Senate bill he hopes will bring relief to condo owners currently struggling to pay for assessments and reserve funds required by a bill passed following the collapse of Champlain Towers South in Surfside. Senate Bill 1742 gives condos options for securing funds for reserves, including lines of credit. It also allows associations with millstone inspections to delay a reserve study for up to 2 budget years.
And they're told, oh, by the way, pony up $100,000 for an assessment. Where are they going to get that money? So you're putting people in jeopardy of losing their homes, and that should not be anything that we want to be doing in the state of Florida.
If passed, condo boards will have more control over what to charge and more time to hand down those fees, giving an immediate relief to owners.
I want people to be able to stay in their homes. I think it's really important that people are not being forced to sell or forced to leave.
Tanya Francois, CBS News, Miami.
When we come back, we shine the spotlight on a South Florida student making an impact both in and out of the classroom. Stick around.
From South Florida, this is Headliners, only on CBS News Miami.
Welcome back. I'm Lauren Pastrana. In this week's All New Miami Proud, one high school freshman is defying the odds after being born deaf to now ranking at the top of his class. With the help of modern medicine, this teen is proving that obstacles are no match for determination. CBS News Miami's Chelsea Jones explains how he's making Miami proud by excelling in and out of the classroom.
That's a young Edmund Polinsky, vocal and happy as he pulls a gift out of his bag. What makes this moment special is what's attached to his shirt and inside of his ear, a cochlear implant that gave him the gift of hearing.
I have vivid memories from it, but from the most part, I feel like I'm like a normal person.
Now a freshman at South Plantation High School, the implant he received at only 18 months helped him lead a normal life. He enjoys what most teenagers do.
Love to watch shows and play video games, anything technology-based.
In school, Edmund's making an impact. Not only is he in the top 15% of his class, he also was recently awarded the President's Award for Outstanding Academic Excellence, a testament of how far he's come. Dr. Yvette Sejas was his cochlear implant surgeon and says detecting Edmund's hearing loss early helped give him a better shot at life.
It's not just early identification of hearing loss, it's also early implantation. And with that, individuals are able to have the best outcomes across the board.
A recent study published by Dr. Sejas in the Journal of the American Medical Association found that children who get cochlear implants early have better academic performance, better reading, writing, and language skills than children at or above typical age and gender expectations. With the implant, speech therapy, and a transliterator, by elementary school, Edmund was in regular class.
My favorite class would probably be the class we're in right now, engineering, because you make all these cool little contractions like the bridge.
Now, as a freshman with goals of being an engineer, he's already well on his way. In Plantation, Chelsea Jones, CBS News, Miami.
The University of Miami is now a century old. It was 100 years ago, April 8th, 1925, that the university's charter was signed. As CBS News Miami's Hank Tester tells us, it was a long road to get the U where it is today.
It was born in the midst of South Florida's first real estate boom. Almost went under when that boom went bad. Followed by the Great Miami Hurricane of 1926 that flattened the area. Yet, the dream of a university in Coral Gables prevailed. The University of Miami chartered April the 8th, 1925. Cornerstone dedicated February 4th, 1926.
The university almost didn't happen.
The University of Miami, the brainchild of Coral Gables developer George Merrick and transplanted Floridian former U.S. Senator William Jennings Bryan. They envisioned a university that would serve South Florida. In the short run, not much happened.
We were able to get through it, and the rest is history, as they say.
Classes taught in leased hotels, a bankruptcy, students going door to door asking for donations to keep the university afloat.
I got out in May of '46, but they all started pouring in.
They were the World War II veterans, backed by the GI Bill. Holmes Braddock, one of those veterans. The war over, 1946, the vets and their GI Bill monies stabilized the university's finances.
To me, it's been my whole life. So my mother actually graduated, I think, in 1946 when she was 45 years old.
So your mom went to the UM and you went to the UM?
Yeah, my oldest son's graduated UM.
Spirit and tradition for sure. There was football and academics. Football put the U on the national map.
By '83, we, of course, surprised everybody by winning our first national championship.
Which brought an increase in enrollment, students attracted to a campus where the winter weather was wonderful and the beach not far away. But academics did kick in.
It propelled us to really attract more academically motivated students, honors students.
And that momentum continues to this day with the university's involvement in U Health.
And I also think now, like, the health system has really put us in a great position.
So what would the university founders say 100 years later? What if George Merrick could see the campus?
Oh my God. I don't know if his imagination could imagine this even, because for what it's grown to, and its national stature.
Well, that's the story of the U. George Merrick would be so proud. 100 years of history. I'm Hank Tester, CBS News, Miami.
Thanks for joining us this half hour on Headliners. As always, keep it right here on CBS News Miami for up-to-the-minute breaking news and weather 24 hours a day. Make it a great one.